So in today's video, I'll show you how to unbox and set up the DJI Osmo Mobile 7, and I'll also shoot some test footage to see how it performs. Now this is the Osmo Mobile 7 and not the 7P. The 7P has the tracking unit, this does not. So if you just want something that gives you super stable mobile footage, this is it. So I'll leave links to both versions right below the video in case you're looking to buy one, so feel free to check that out. So I'm going to pull on this little tab here to open up the box, and the box is open. Let's see what's inside. I'm going to pull out this little cardboard box, and inside that you have the USB charge cable and the magnetic phone mount. And next I'm going to pull this little bag out of the box, and inside this little bag is the gimbal itself. I have to say, on first glance, this is really compact. And last but not least, inside the box, we have the packet with the documentation. Now, the first step in the setup process is to get the DJI Mimo app. And this is the app that the device uses to connect to your phone. And you can get this either from the App Store if you're using an iOS device like me, or from the Play Store if you're using an Android device. So I'm going to go into search and search for DJI Mimo. That's the app that I want. There it is, the DJI Mimo app. I'm going to tap on Get to start downloading it and wait for it to finish downloading. And the next step is to attach the phone holder to your device. And just to help you align your phone correctly, there is a sticker here that tells you the phone camera direction, and that's also kind of laser etched into the phone holder. So even when you do actually remove the sticker, because this is a removable sticker, you'll still know which way your camera has to be pointing. And so I'm going to line it up roughly with the center of my phone. There you go. So one thing I wanted to point out with regards to mounting the phone is that I have this mounted with my Spigen Slim case on. Now my case is fairly slim, it doesn't add a whole lot of bulk, so I'm actually able to get away with mounting this with the case on it. However, if you have a bulkier case, it's probably much more secure to mount it with the case off. And just to show you how it mounts, I've gone ahead and taken the case off, and let's mount this back up. Okay, and I've mounted it roughly in the center of the phone, as you can see here. And the advantage of actually mounting it directly to the phone without the case is that you'll notice that these little arms kind of come around the edge of the phone and hold the phone far more securely than it does with the case on it. So let's go ahead and unfold and power up the gimbal itself. And powering this on is pretty simple. I'm going to rotate the head of the gimbal upwards, and it automatically powers on and comes to life. And I'm also going to extend the tripod legs by pulling down on these little tabs here and extending it out, and then you can open the legs up. And that's a super cool feature of this gimbal. The actual tripod is built in, so it's not a separate unit. And what I also like is the fact that they have a 1/4 mount on the bottom in case you want to use another tripod other than this one. And next I'm going to connect my phone to the gimbal itself, and to do that I'm going to ensure that this little notch up here aligns with the notch up there on the actual gimbal, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And there you go. As you can see, it magnetically mounts to the gimbal. And once it's mounted to the gimbal, as you can see here, one of the things you need to pay attention to, and this is a minor little detail, but it's pretty important, is to ensure that the phone is balanced on the gimbal. And to check if it's balanced, what you're going to do is kind of move this axis around with the phone on it and see if the phone actually stays steady or droops to one side or the other. So if it actually droops to one side or the other, you're going to have to move the phone a little bit in the mount to ensure that it is perfectly balanced. And this is about as perfectly balanced as I can get it. And in case it wasn't clear, you want to do this before you actually power on the gimbal. So I'm just going to go ahead and press the M button. That is the button labeled M down here. And this will bring it back to life. And as you can see, the gimbal is now active and running. Now on my phone, I'm going to open up the DJI Mimo app, which I just downloaded, and then it asks you to agree to all its terms and conditions. I'm going to tap agree. And then it asks you whether you'd like to join the DJI product improvement project. This is purely optional. I'm going to say not now. And then it asks whether I'd like to allow DJI Mimo to find devices on local networks. I'm going to tap allow. And then it asks me whether I'd like to allow DJI Mimo to find Bluetooth devices. I'm going to tap allow again. And then it wants to know if I'm going to allow it to track activity across other companies' apps and websites. Absolutely not. So I'm going to say ask app not to track. And then it says DJI Mimo would like to send you notifications. I'm not cool with this, so I'm going to say don't allow, but that's entirely up to you. And once you're done with that, you'll notice a connect and capture button on the bottom. Tap on that, tap on download and edit, and it just takes you through that little tour. And let's tap through the tour. And as soon as we do that, it says that it has found a device. This is our device. I'm going to tap connect, and it says it's connecting. And then it says that there is a Bluetooth pairing request from that device which it just showed us. I'm going to tap pair, and then it says would you like to authorize the activation of this device. I'm going to tap authorize, and then it asks if you'd like to allow DJI Mimo to use your approximate location, and then I'm going to say don't allow. Honestly, I don't need a gimbal tracking my location, so I'm going to tap don't allow, but this is entirely up to you. And then it says that DJI Mimo would like to access the camera, which I'm going to have to allow, so I'm going to tap allow. And then it says that DJI Mimo would like to access the microphone. I'm going to tap allow again. And then it asks me to give it access to my photo library, and I'm going to tap allow full access. And then it asks me whether I'd like to answer questions and give user feedback. Honestly, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to close that window out, and it says are you sure you want to exit? I'm going to tap OK. And once we've done that, it tells me that there is new firmware available for my device. Now this may not be the case with yours, but mine seems to need new firmware. I'm going to tap that and then tap install and let it install that firmware. And then it lets me know that the update was successful. I'm going to tap done, and it says welcome to Osmo Mobile 7. I'm going to tap get started, and then it wants to give you a bit of a guided tour. I'm going to hit the little X and then tap confirm to get out of that, and then tap complete. And that's pretty much all the setup that you need to do to get the gimbal up and running. So let's shoot some test shots and see how it performs. And if you like this footage and if you're looking to buy one of these, I'll leave a link right below the video, so feel free to check that out. And I hope this video has been useful. If it has, please give this video a big thumbs up, and please also consider subscribing to my channel to stay tuned for more reviews, unboxings, and how-to videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.